Hello. Today's Bible reading comes from Jonah, and it's taken from the end of the story of Jonah in chapters 3 and 4. And we're going to hear about Jonah the Moaner and find out why he's sitting under this tree. But before we begin that, let's just have a quick recap from the beginning of Jonah. God told Jonah to preach to the people in the big bad city of Nineveh. So guess what Jonah did? Jonah went in the opposite direction. Jonah hopped on a boat to try and hide from God. But God saw him, of course. There was a big storm, and Jonah, knowing that he had displeased God, said to the sailors who were terrified, "Throw me overboard." And they did, and Jonah sank deep into the water. But then he was swallowed by a big fish. He spent 3 days in the belly of the fish, a lot of time to think. And then the fish spat Jonah out onto the beach. God still wanted him to preach to the people in Nineveh. I wonder what happened next. God was so happy, but not Jonah. Oh, Jonah, Jonah the Moaner. Boy, was he cross. He's steaming, stomping mad. "You've let them off," he yelled at God. "You've let those nasty, rotten Ninevites off. Well, if you're not going to destroy them, you can destroy me." Well, if you thought that Jonah was sulking before, when he should have gone east and he stomped off west, well, if you thought that was a sulk, then this was a mega sulk, an incredible Hulk sulk. Do you remember the story of Jonah and the big fish? How God told Jonah to go to Nineveh, and Jonah sulked and ran off in the opposite direction. Oh, Jonah, Jonah the Moaner. Do you remember how Jonah told the people of Nineveh to change their ways? And how he didn't believe for a minute that they would. Those rotten Ninevites, they won't listen, he thought. And then God will squish them all. He'll stomp on their city and it'll serve them right. Jonah was quite looking forward to seeing God squish Nineveh. So when the Ninevites did listen, and when they did change their ways, God forgave them. That made God really happy. But not Jonah. Oh, Jonah, Jonah the Moaner. Jonah didn't like it one bit. So what did he do? He sulked. He stomped off to a high hill outside the city and sat himself down in the sun. And it was very hot on that high hill, so Jonah built himself a shelter. But it was a ramshackle and wobbly, and the sun shone through the gaps in the roof. So Jonah sighed and muttered about the difficulties of shelter building and the awkwardness of the sun. Then the sun went down and the cool night came, and Jonah slept. That very night, God made a huge plant grow, a huge green plant with big green leaves like a giant parasol, shading Jonah from the sun. It was lovely, and Jonah sulked very comfortably all day in the beautiful shade of the big green tree. But the very next day, God sent an amazing busy bug to gnaw and nibble the huge shady bush. "Oh, "Oh no," cried Jonah. And the bug bit the branches and the leaves fell off, and the branches withered and the trunk crumbled, and the hot desert wind blew every bit of it away like dust. "Oh no," cried Jonah. "Oh Jonah, Jonah the Moaner." And Jonah shook his fist at God. "I'm so angry," he said. "I'm so angry I could burst." And God sighed a great sigh. "Oh Jonah, Jonah the Moaner." "Did you really love that tree so much?" asked God. "Yes, I did," said Jonah. "But you didn't plant it, or prune it, or water it," said God. "And it was only here for a single day. And yet you loved that tree, and now that it's gone, you miss it." "Think of me," said God, "the maker of all things. Think how I feel for everything I have made. Think how my heart was full of sorrow when I saw the wickedness of Nineveh. Think how my heart was full of sorrow when I thought I might have to put an end to Nineveh. Think how my heart was breaking for them, aching for them to remember me and follow my ways in the world. Oh Jonah, Jonah the Moaner. I am full of love and longing to forgive, and my ways are mighty and my arm is strong, and I will send my love and my forgiveness to everyone who asks for it, whether you like it or not, Jonah. For you cannot set a limit on my love, and in my heart you have a special place right next to the people of Nineveh. Jonah, all the world is mine, and all the people are my children. You must learn to love them all, even the ones you don't like, for we are all one family, Jonah. The sooner you stop sulking and learn to get along, the better I'll like it. Is that clear?" "Yes, God," said Jonah.